Here's the real reason for the war in Israel. This little strip of water between Egypt and Israel. Here's the real reason for the war in Israel. This little strip of water between Egypt and Israel is what's called the Suez Canal, and it accounts for about 12% of the world's GDP and about 5 to 10% of the world's oil distribution. Now, in 2022, Egypt made about $8 billion in transit fees from the Suez Canal. Not bad for Egypt, but you notice didn't sit well with the United States, France, the UK, and Israel. The other thing about the Suez Canal is that it's very narrow and it only goes one way. So for 6 hours a day, ships can only go this way, and then for another 6 hours a day, ships can only come back this way, which economically costs time and money. Then there was an incident back in 2021 where a ship actually jammed the Suez Canal, which cost about $10 billion a day. Not only that, but the United States Pentagon said that the Suez Canal traffic impacted US military vessel movement. And you know they can't have that. So what was the alternative? It's called the Ben Gurion Canal Project, which plans to be made cutting through Israel as an alternative route to the Suez Canal, and also will be wider and deeper than the Suez Canal, which is important because the only way that trade can get from Asia to Western Europe is if it cuts through the Suez Canal. Otherwise, they would have to go all the way around Africa to get to this side of Europe. Now, guess where this Ben Gurion Canal Project is being built through? That's right, Gaza. I'm no conspiracy theorist, but you do the math.
Shalom, Kal La, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Akadash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to Yakim in the faith and the work in true sincerity. Back at it with another lesson through the Spirit, Power, Bahashem, Yahushai. I'm going to block that out of where I started. But, we're going to start this lesson right here, man, And, brothers been going through, in the spirit, they've been focusing their eyes on the Middle East, as the Lord and the scriptures say, the Lord constantly watches, the Middle East, the Lord his eyes is set upon, Israel, Salakia for the alarm, Lord willing, that goes off in a few. But so we're in the time of World War III, and this is all biblical prophecy. So Salaki for that lengthy video, but I just wanted to cut Jake off. Jake said when he first opened up with, he was like, this is the main reason, Yeah, that could be a reason, you can't forsake, common sense and knowledge of this word. Yeah, this, that, and the third. But numerically, number one, primarily, is biblical prophecy. It's because the Bible spoke of this, and these things have come to pass. And then secondly, we just know that all wars are bankers' wars, and who are the richest? Who do we know to run everything? The Edomites. And who runs the Edomites? Amalek, right? So, Salakia, the war is starting to brew up big, right where it's gonna end at, in the Valley of Yahweh Shabbat, in the Croissant, man, in the Levant, Salakia Khan. So let me get these scriptures real quick. The book of Jeremiah chapter 30 verse 7. This was also what we were walking into, man. This is what we mean by simultaneously, because we're about to walk into the times and the effects of these scriptures that are coming out the scriptures. You don't see your local you got Jake in the hood robbing niggas and shit, but like that's not real news no more. Yeah, Sexy Red be making headlines, but it's only a couple more weeks till, the 2/3 stop making headlines and like real heavy hitters out here, start making noise. Alas, for this day is great, for that day is great, so none that is like it. In other words, one of a kind. So it's going to be historical and none will compare to it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble. Who is Jacob? The Israel, the descendants of Israel. Judgment shall begin at the house of the Lord. So Jake gonna go through hell, but hey, so is Esau and all the other nations, man. Because 2/3 also gonna put hell on these heathens, and Esau predominantly. Esau's enemy number one, and everybody gonna turn on the heathen. But we're gonna speak about the heathen, Lord willing. And Lord willing, this is edifying, straight to the point. I got the inspiration from that video, just from the Lord, first and foremost, secondly from that video. But he shall be saved out of it. The elect, man, the rest of Jake, they're going to be saved in the kingdom through the loins of the elect. The book of Isaiah chapter 13, verse 14. And it shall be as a chased roe as a sheep, that no man taketh up, they shall every man turn to his own people and flee to his own land. So you see how Salaki, I'm trying to get my next verse. Yeah, I want to go to NIL. NLT, Salakia. But Khan, you see how all these things are brewing up, right? You have all these different nations in the Levant, in the Middle East, right? So the men that are from Egypt, the men that are from Sudan, the men that are living in Babylon and are from Ethiopia, Somalia, Yemen, Oman, United Emirates, Saudi Arabia, Jordan, Iraq. If you're Palestinian, you're probably going to have to go somewhere else. But, these people are not going to watch their brothers, suffer that way. And also, it's going to get bad in America. You already see how inflation hitting. There's going to be no point in even being in America. Because America going to be bad within itself. So they're going to go in arms and help their brothers, man. Isaiah 13 and 14 reads in the NLT, everyone in Babylon, not everyone, Salakia, but a good majority, is 300 million people in Babylon, so-called. Everyone in Babylon will run about like 100 gazelle, like sheep without a shepherd. They will try to find their own people and flee to their own land. Yeah, so you're going to have everywhere, and not even just them, everybody going to be trying to get up out of there. If you're from damn Berlin, you're going to be trying to get back to Berlin and help your people. And if you're a single woman, wherever the hell you may be, that's that. The book of Matthew chapter 24, verse 7, for nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. So that means, your different countries, your different regions, the powerhouses, your alliances, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. What you think is going on with Palestinians overseas? They're literally being stopped from having certain grain and food. Not that I care or advocate for another group, but that's famine, man. Orchestrated via the Lord. They getting hit with phosphorus. That's pestilence. That's chemical warfare. Pestilence don't just got to be locusts or the sea, That's chemical warfare. That's damaging. You can't even breathe that. And then earthquakes, they get messed up in diverse places. These are all the beginnings of sorrow. So that's really just the beginning of a lot to come. So let's look at the kingdoms against kingdoms, nations against nations. Let's get into the map real quick. We can't get bored of the map or history. Where am I trying to go? I'm trying to go to Ukraine, which is, okay, Moscow. Ukraine's right here. You see these two nations are at it, right? You see how Belarus has the word Rus at it? Poland was also a part of Russia, all that landmass. And it was called Prussia, but they gained their independence, so they're apart now. But hey, ain't no telling, they go at it, they align up, Ukraine start losing, Belarus don't want to give up their land, so they start helping them, this, that, and the third, so it's a lot brewing up. And then you got small hats. Let's get on them. We got to zoom in on this because it's such a small area where all this is going down. It's concentrated force, That's why it's kind of like damaging. But, you got it right there. If you look at before and after images of news pictures, hey, you got what you can call a society with infrastructure, and then you have a society with, you can call infrastructure destroyed, It ain't fully stubble, but that shit, Salakia for my French, but it's ain't no going back. So they showing they might right now. That's a nation against nation, man. Kingdom against, that's not a kingdom, but hey, they go online, man. You got a lot of their people around the world, and the original Palestinians are actually the Hamites, That's these people are Ishmael, and their Ishmaelite brothers gonna come in hand, and the rest of the Muslim Hamites. I want to get one more scripture, Lord willing, and that'll be all. 2nd Ezra chapter 15 verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. So it's gonna be a cutoff date. And that's gonna be another reason why people gonna be trying to leave. Why is a man gonna want to stay here if he ain't from here and he knows there's about to be a drive if you're an 18-year-old man, on the land? You're gonna get taken up, But this is the kind of things we coming into. You see, right now, you got an influx of people coming in, immigrants, this, that, and the third. You got sleeper cells, people speaking about that. But, hey, that's for right now. You have so much movement. But when you're in a time of war, you have to know everything about your location and what's coming in and what's coming out. Like, for example, when you look at the continent of Africa, a lot of their presidents and prime ministers, they know each and every single bullet count that enters territories because of past histories. They have coups. When a president isn't liked, they don't just vote against the president, They go ahead and take the president down. So therefore, there goes to show you, it's going to be tight control, tight movement. Draconian laws, man. It says, be speaking as a dragon, man. Rough paraphrasing. Hey, that's the draconian law in Revelation 13. When you go into the word dragon, it goes into the word dracon. So, man. Everybody getting prepped up to battle, man. You best believe the Elamites are ready. And they're not even Muslim. They like Buddhist and Hindu. Moab been ready. Moab been ready. But yeah, Lord wants us to edify, straight to the point. Shalom.